Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope you all are fine and doing well. So, welcome to Essentials 2.0, and here we are in Bootstrap 5. Build a website, responsive website with Bootstrap 5. Okay. Hi, everyone, once again. Good evening, and I hope you are doing well, guys. And welcome to Essentials 2.0. And this is Bootstrap program, guys. Build website using Bootstrap 5. Let's see who all are there in the chat. Hi Dinesh, hi Rahul, hi Jesse. I think I have seen you already. Fiona, hi Anurag, hi RoboWeb. Okay, Chantara. Okay, that's great name. Hi, good evening Shubham, good evening Chandru. Okay, Selvam. Yes, great. Hi, good evening, Kruti Smith. So, guys, so hello and hi everyone from Odisha. Right now, I'm in Odisha from Bhubaneswar. I'm saying hi to everyone to there. Please mention all your places, guys, in the WhatsApp, not WhatsApp, sorry, in the chat, YouTube chat. So we are so obsessed with WhatsApp, right? That's why it comes up. So please mention all your places in YouTube comments from where you are actually watching this session. I'm in Odisha right now. Hi everyone from Odisha to all of you. So I'm seeing places Hyderabad, Bangalore, Pune, Tamil Nadu, Lucknow, Mumbai. Okay, someone from Egypt. That's great. Nagpur, Dubai. Okay, we have people, many people from outside, like from abroad. That's great. Ratnagiri, Nagpur, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Aligarh, Gujarat. Hi Raj. Hi. Tamil Nadu again, Andhra Pradesh, Indore, Gujarat, Mumbai, Ratnagiri. So that's great. That's great. So everyone here, like hi again, once again, and good evening, and I hope you are doing all well, guys. So let me like bring in your instructor for this program, and I think all of you know who is instructor. So hello, sir. Good evening. Okay, I think you take a moment.
Okay,
Yeah,
I am
sir is
here.
here.
Hi, sir. Good evening. Good evening,
Good
sir.
evening. How are you, sir?
I'm great. I'm great, sir. I'm great. And I can see a lot of people from a lot of places. So, from my side,
Yes.
hi from Mumbai, everyone. And I welcome all of you to this session. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah. So before we actually like, I'll quickly hand over to Saurabh, sir. You would be taking your session ahead, this Bootstrap 5 thing. And all of you know how amazing he teaches, how amazing he takes this session ahead. I don't have to like say more here. Okay. So I just want to announce few things, guys, before this session actually takes place or go ahead. So this time we have two kinds of certificate. One is participation certificate, and other is completion certificate, guys. Okay, let me tell you who would get a completion and who would get a participation certificate. So if you just attend this 3 days session, also along with these 3 days, one more session, career day session, career and placement session, where you would be guided with regarding your placement preparation and all. So all these 4 sessions, if you just attend and put attendance, then you will be eligible for participation certificate. Okay, but along with putting attendance, if you would also submit the assignments whatever sir would be giving throughout this course. Okay, he would be giving some assignment, some or other assignment, and if you submit all of those, then you would be eligible for completion certificate. And these are the certificate would be from LetsUpgrade, of course, ITM group of institutions, NSDC, and Skill India, guys. So all this thing you'll be getting if you just submit all the assignments and projects. No exams, no exams. There is absolutely no exams. Also, let me like, I'm very happy, I'm very delighted to announce this thing. You would be, if you submit all the assignment and if you are eligible for the completion certificate, you would also get a physical copy of the certificate, guys, from us. Okay, so if you want the physical copy of the certificate from us, like attend all the days, put attendance, along with that you also submit all the assignments. Okay, you can find all the necessary links in the video description, guys. Okay, starting from the attendance link, assignment submission form link, where you should where you could submit assignment. Okay, if you have not like registered for the course, you can go for the registration link that is also mentioned in the description. If you like all the assignments and materials would also be posted in your respective community group. You can check those links in the video description. Anyway, one of my team member would be there and would be putting all these respective links regularly in regular interval in the chat. Okay, please face that up. So that's it, guys. I won't bore you up. anymore by talking and talking. I'll just pass the baton to Saurav sir, and he would take this session ahead. Saurav sir, all yours. The session is, and you can carry forward, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for informing them perfectly. So, okay, now we can start.
Sure, sure, sir.
Okay, Umang, can you share my screen there? And yeah, that is cool. And one more thing, I think I have shared my wrong screen. So guys, let me just share it again. Stop and share. Let me just share the correct screen. So this was the screen where I see where I see your chats and everything. Okay, and yeah, so this is the screen I want to share. Okay, that is cool. Okay, so everyone, good evening, everyone. Good evening, all of you, and I welcome you all to my Bootstrap session. Okay, so, and I can see a lot of familiar names who are coming from the JavaScript Essentials. So, yes, guys, you kept your promise. I like read few of the charts. So, that is amazing. And good evening, all of you, and I welcome you here to learn Bootstrap with me for the next 3 days, where we're going to do a lot of things. Okay, and we have like in this time, we are literally going to do a lot of things because Bootstrap is not that big, and it's actually very easy, and you can actually learn a lot of Bootstrap. You can actually start building thing by just learning it in 3 days. So not a problem, we are going to do a lot of things. Okay, so I can see chats. Okay, so good evening all of you once again, and we are going to start with Bootstrap. Okay, so before moving on, I just want to ask few questions. Okay, I can see a lot of familiar names. Yes, that's amazing. Thank you so much guys for being back here. Okay, I can see a lot of chats. Okay, that's good. Hello, all of you. Hello, all of you. Okay, so before like starting anything, before like understanding what is Bootstrap or like whatever it is, first of all, I would like to tell you a few points. Okay, so now see, before learning Bootstrap, there are some prerequisites. That means like there is something that you should know. So before learning Bootstrap, you should at least know the basics of HTML and CSS. So I really hope all the guys that attended my JavaScript Essentials, at least they have learned a little bit of HTML and CSS. See, if you don't know at all, not a problem. You can still attend it. You can still learn a lot of things because we are going to start from scratch. So I'll also teach you a little bit about HTML and CSS. But to start learning Bootstrap, at least you should know a little bit of HTML and CSS. So if you know it, that is amazing. If you don't know, not a problem at all. That's also cool because we are going to start from scratch. We're going to start from scratch. Okay, we are going to start Bootstrap from scratch. So I'll also tell a little about HTML and CSS. But if you know it, that would be amazing. And if you don't know it, so you can attend today's session and then you have the whole day, like whole night actually, according to India, if you're in India. So you have the whole night till tomorrow. So what you can do is you can actually go on and learn a little bit about HTML and CSS. And then from tomorrow, it will be a lot easier for you to understand Bootstrap. Okay. Is that cleared, everyone? Are we cleared? About mobile responsive menu, toggle menu, and thanks. Okay, not a problem, Vinod Kumar. Cool. So in this Bootstrap, I'll show you how to create that mobile responsive menu. And by Bootstrap, it is actually a lot easier. If you do it by your own, like using your own CSS responsiveness, it's a little trickier. But by using Bootstrap, it's a lot easier. Okay. So for all the guys who know HTML and CSS, amazing. For all the guys who don't know HTML and CSS, not a problem. Attend it today. And after this, just please try to learn a little bit about HTML and CSS. It's on our community. Just go there, sign up, and you can watch it for free. You can learn all about HTML and CSS there. And then when you come back tomorrow, Bootstrap will be like a lot easier for you. Okay, so without wasting any more time, let's get started with something called as Bootstrap, one of the most famous CSS frameworks. But before moving on, just as we do in all courses, I really want to ask how many of you guys know about Bootstrap? So come on, quickly answer me. Everyone, I want answers very quickly. How many of you guys know about Bootstrap? And if you know, just tell me, according to you, what is it? What is it? Okay, come on, guys. I'm waiting for the chats. Everyone. Hi, sir. Do you remember? Yes, buddy Abhiram. I remember you. I remember you. So if you okay, I have seen a lot of I'm seeing a lot of people I know, don't know, only heard about it, don't know little bit, beginner in Bootstrap. Okay. Yes, utility basis framework. Okay, that's cool. Response. Okay. Okay, so I can see a lot of people that have heard about it. I can also see a category of people who know it, and I can also see a category of people who don't know it. Not a problem. This is for everyone. This is really, really for like everyone. So not a problem at all. Okay, that's cool. So if you know, amazing. If you don't know, not a problem at all. Let's get started. And before moving on, I also want to tell you one thing, that again we are going to use VS Code as our code editor, because I think in all the courses we always use VS Code. So now I think now, like till now, you are also like a good VS Code like coder, right? I hope everyone has started using VS Code, and if not, not a problem. You can also go for Sublime. I tell this in every session. If you don't like VS Code, you can go for Sublime, you can go for Bracket, you can go for Atom, you can go for any editor. Okay, not a problem at all. And again, just don't go for Notepad. Okay. And as I tell this in every session, I will also tell you, like, if you don't know, for all the new guys, if you don't know from where to install VS Code, I'll also tell you that, because it is one of the most famous editors going on right now. So just go on internet and write VS Code download. For everyone who don't know about VS Code, I know that 99% of you people know, because you have attended a lot of my sessions, so you know from where to get VS Code. But for all the people, just search in Google VS Code download, and just click on the first link, that is download Visual Studio Code, and in here you'll get this. So now, depending on your operating system, either download the Windows version, the Linux version, depending if it is like Ubuntu, you can go for Deb. If it is anything else, you can go for like your RPM. And for Mac, you can also download it from here. And I really hope that you know how to install software in your respective PCs, right? So you can, like for in Windows, you simply have to double click, next, 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 agree upon everything, and that's it. Simply installed. So I really hope you will not find it that tough. I just showed you from where to get it. Just search for VS Code download, go on the link and just download it according to your PC. And I really hope you'll be easily able to install all of it. Okay, perfect. And I'll need this browser, so I'll just minimize it. Okay. And once you install it, you can simply go in your search bar and search for Visual Studio Code. Okay. And then once you search it, it will look like this. If it is not there, that means you have not installed it correctly. If it is there, it is installed. So just enter or double click, and then you'll be easily able to open something like this, a simple code editor. That's all. And I'm also going to show you how to use this basically. So don't worry about it for all the new people. Okay, amazing. Okay, so let's actually start with the things. So again, we know that if you have like followed my essentials, we know that in the start we always open a notepad, because we always try to understand what are we learning. Okay, this is the only time we open notepad. After this we simply code, but for first 5 to 10 minutes we simply open the notepad and try to understand the thing that we are going to learn, because that's the most important part, right? You should know about the thing that you're going to learn. Okay, so that is cool. So here we are actually going to learn something called as Bootstrap. Okay, so again, the prerequisites are HTML and CSS. Okay, fine. So now, what exactly is Bootstrap? So in really simple words, it's nothing but a CSS framework. In really simple words, it's nothing but a CSS framework. Now, this is like a normal high-level word. What exactly do we mean by a CSS framework? So think of it like this. Think of it like this. Okay. So first of all, let's try to understand what is a framework. Let's just skip CSS for now. Let's try to understand what is a framework, so that in future, if you like hear this word framework, you should be easily able to understand it. Okay. So a framework is nothing but a basic setup of files, folders, and code. A framework is nothing but a basic setup of file, folders, and code that basically helps you to create your project. For example, let's say you're creating a project, okay, and you know that whenever you start with a project, there are a lot of basic things that you need. That is, like, for any project you need few common things, and the common things are: you need the basic file and folder structure, you need the basic code, you need the basic backend connection. Like, I'm talking about any project, not about front end, not about backend, any project. Okay, so for any basic project, you need the file and folder structure properly, you need the general code ready, like all about the backend connection, all about the front end connection, and all the basic code, the routing and everything ready by default. Like, there are few common things that you need in the start in all your projects. Okay, so what you do is, you create a general structure. You create that file folder structure, and you also make that basic code ready. And now you just save it. You just save that structure that you have made. And then now for every project, you simply copy that structure. You simply use that structure every time, so that you don't have to create it again and again. So basically, you follow that general structure. You always use that general structure that you have made. Now it can be made by anyone. Maybe I can make it and I can use it for myself, and I can also give it to my friends. Like for example, okay, now if you're like starting to create a project, don't start everything from scratch. Here we go. Like I'll give my structure to him, start using it. The basic things are already ready. You just implement your things related to your project. Okay, so that's the basic structure I'm talking about. And that basic structure can be called as a framework. The basic file and folder and code structure that every project needs in the start and also in between. Not only in the start, in between also, but the basic structure, the important stuff. And the user who is using it, he can actually implement his own things by mixing it in that. So that is what we call as a framework. Are we cleared, everyone? Please tell me. Is there any prerequisites to learn Bootstrap? Yes, the easier ones. HTML and CSS. That's all. HTML and CSS. So guys, are we cleared? Everyone, are we cleared? And guys, everyone asking about assignments, asking about attendance. Don't worry at all. At the end, you can talk about the assignments and attendance for 5 minutes. In the last, like when we end the session, I'll give you answers about assignments and attendance. So right now, don't need to worry. Okay. Right now, I'll suggest you to focus on the lecture. That would be amazing. Okay, everyone. Yes, I'll tell you, Abhiram. Don't worry. I'll tell you, Abhiram. Don't worry. And I think you don't need any extension for Bootstrap. CSS snippets are enough. You don't need any extensions for Bootstrap, I feel. Okay. So I really hope everyone is cleared. Like, what is a framework? Now, depending on the project, depending on the technology, this framework can be bigger or smaller. This basic structure can be bigger or smaller, or it can help you in a smaller scale or a bigger scale. Okay. Now, here we are actually talking about Bootstrap. And Bootstrap is a CSS framework. So first of all, it's a framework. That means it's simply a basic structure that is already given to you by someone. Okay, it's simply a basic structure that is already given to you, where now it's a CSS framework. So where a lot of code would be already ready for you, where a lot of code will be already ready for you, right? It will be already there for you, and that code will be in CSS because it's a CSS framework. Because it's a CSS framework. And if it is a CSS framework, that means it is going to help you to write CSS. It is going to help you to do the things like which you do in CSS. That means designing the elements, arranging the elements, sizing the elements, making the HTML elements look good. This is what this is going to do, because it's a CSS framework, right? So it's going to help you in the things what you do using normal CSS. So maybe by when you do normal CSS, maybe maybe things are a little trickier, maybe things get like a little longer. Then it's a framework. That means there is a lot of things that is already done for you, and you simply have to learn how to use that things. And maybe you can do the bigger things in shorter time, in shorter line of code. That's what the framework will do for you. The basic things are already will already be there for you. Okay, and sometimes frameworks are much more than that. Not only the basic, sometimes the frameworks are much more than that. And Bootstrap is actually a really better framework. It's not only the basic structure, it's like a bigger thing. So you'll learn in the next 3 days what actually Bootstrap can do. But right now, I simply want you to understand only about the basics of a framework. Okay, so like you have heard of React. It's a JavaScript framework. That means a lot of JavaScript is already done for you. You simply have to implement your own logic, right? So there is a framework called Laravel. It's a PHP framework. That means a lot of like what you do in PHP, you simply develop backend applications. Okay, that means a lot of backend setup will be already there for you. A lot of backend code will be already there for you. The configurations will be already there for you. You don't have to write everything, and you simply have to implement your code. That's what a framework is normally. So here it is no. Abhiram, Node is not a framework. No, Node is not a framework. Node is a runtime. So never consider Node as a framework. Express can it can be called as a framework, but it's actually a library. Like library is a little smaller than a framework. Okay, is that clear? So Node is not a framework. Node is a runtime. So don't get confused. Is that clear, everyone? Okay. So Bootstrap is nothing but a CSS framework, and I simply wanted you to understand what a framework is so that you never get confused. Okay. So now let's get started. So I just want to tell you one more thing. Bootstrap is a CSS framework invented by two people in Twitter. Okay, so Bootstrap was basically invented by Twitter for their internal use, and when they thought that it's actually a really good thing, they made it live for everyone. So Bootstrap was basically invented by Twitter. Okay, and basically what is this framework aiming towards? Like, what is the main reason of behind creating this framework? So the main reason is this frameworks helps you to easily create responsive websites. Okay, so the main aim of Bootstrap is to help you to create responsive websites. So see, whatever you're doing with Bootstrap, you can do with normal CSS. Whatever you're going to do with Bootstrap, you can do with normal CSS. It's just Bootstrap will make it a lot easier for you because the CSS is already written for you. You don't have to write all the CSS. A lot of CSS is already written for you in the Bootstrap framework. So Bootstrap is nothing. It's just simply someone else has wrote a lot of CSS for you and you're simply using it. Think of it like this: Bootstrap is nothing, someone else has wrote a lot of CSS for you and you're simply using it. That's it. And nowadays Bootstrap is also having a lot of JavaScript for sliders, for carousels, for some animations. Bootstrap is nowadays also having some kind of JavaScript in there also, but mainly it's a CSS framework. Is that clear? So Bootstrap's main aim is to help you make responsive websites. So are we cleared, everyone? Are we cleared with the explanation? Can we start now? Everyone. Guys, can we start, everyone? Suresh, after watching all the videos of this Bootstrap session, how many rating? After watching this session, if you practice like on one or two websites, you can simply give you maybe 7 out of 10 or 6 out of 10. Simply because Bootstrap is really easy. So after watching the session, if you simply try to use Bootstrap on two websites, and if you're successfully doing it, then you can rate yourself 7 or 6 accordingly. Okay. Now, without wasting any time, let's start. And I really hope that you understood everything, okay, about what I told about frameworks, because these explanations at the start are very important. So that, see, first of all, the main important thing is you should know what you're going to learn. So now you know what you're going to learn, and now it will be a lot easier for you. Goget domain well, what he's saying, all the scripts and framework is already available, which you will help to create the site. It depends on you where to use Bootstrap, dynamic or static. Okay, go get domain. That's really cool. Okay, so now guys, let's start. And to start with, I also would like to show you something. So basically, Bootstrap is a framework which is having one of the most cleanest and one of the best documentations available. Okay, so if you ever want to, like, see, in this session we are not going to cover all the things because it has a lot of things. Okay, so I would also like to tell you the website from where you can easily learn it. So Bootstrap is having one of the best documentations in the world if you want to learn it. So you simply have to go on something called as getbootstrap.com. And if you go on this link, you simply come to this page. And this is where actually after this session also, you can come here and learn a lot of things. Okay. And here you have to go on something called as docs. And we'll open this site only for this time because we also want to get the link of the Bootstrap. Okay. Because I want to show you how to actually start using Bootstrap in your project. So first of all, this is a site where you have to come. And after coming on this site, you can simply go to docs. Once you come on the getbootstrap.com, you can simply go to docs. Okay, and here you can actually start learning about Bootstrap. So after the session also, if you need any help, if you want to understand anything, you can always come to this site because this has everything. This site has everything. Okay, perfect. So now I'll tell you about the site, don't worry, but let's create a folder where we're going to store our things. So let me create a folder for you. So I'm going to name it Bootstrap-essentials. Okay, and let's open that folder in VS Code. So file, open folder. So it's on desktop. So here we go, Bootstrap Essentials, and I have opened it. Difference between library and framework and what is dependency. See, they have like not like very big differences, but yeah, they have differences, and that's why they have different names. And don't worry, maybe in future lectures where we're going to learn React and everything, then I can show you actually what actually is a dependency and what you call like, and sometimes libraries are dependencies. Okay, so like it depends on how you're using things. So sometimes something is also a library and also a dependency. Okay, and something is like a framework. Some libraries become bigger and become a framework. So like on based on uses, they can have their names. Okay, so maybe in some future lectures you're going to learn it. Don't worry, I'm going to tell you about everything, because when I think from 16th we're going to have React. So in that I can tell you, because in there I'm going to use a lot of dependencies. I'm going to use a framework, and I'm also going to use libraries. So I can show you exactly, like, when to understand that this is a library, when to understand when something is a framework, and how to understand when something is a dependency. You'll understand. Don't worry. Okay, so let's start, everyone. So first of all, I'm again going to create a file, course easy. Yes, I remember you, course easy. Okay, so let's create a simple HTML file. Okay, and I also want to create a CSS file. So let's create that as well, index.css. Okay, that is cool. Taking a little time. Yeah, perfect. And now let's write the basic HTML first. So HTML, jQuery is kind of a library. Someone is asking, who is that? Yeah, Chandresh. jQuery is a library. It's a JavaScript library, actually. It's nothing but a collection of functions. That's all. Okay. So now let's remove all of this and let's write Bootstrap intro. Okay. And let's also link our CSS page. So let's link it. So link relation equals style sheet. And also let's link the page. So href index.css. And that's it. So the basic page is ready. Okay, everyone. Is basic JS enough for learning React? Yes, tech under radar. Yes, obviously. Basic JS is actually enough for learning React. So don't worry. If you simply know string functions and math functions and how to create functions properly and different kind of loops, then you're good for React. Not a problem at all. Okay. So let's start, guys. Let's start. Can you please take a session on PHP and jQuery? Yes, maybe in future, Siddesh. Why not? We are planning on it. So yes, maybe in future, we're also going to learn jQuery and PHP. So not a problem. What is a carousel? A carousel is nothing but an image slider that you see, or any kind of slider. Not only an image slider, it can be a product slider, or it can be anything else. So that is what we normally call as a carousel on web. Okay, so on websites, that is what you call as a carousel. Is that cleared? Okay, so now guys, let's start now. See, now as I told you that Bootstrap, see guys, everyone please focus. As I told you that Bootstrap is nothing but a CSS framework, or you can also call it a CSS library in some cases. Okay, when you simply use the CSS file. So normally Bootstrap is nothing but a CSS framework. Okay, that means someone has already created like a CSS file or a collection of CSS files for you. Okay, someone has already created a CSS file or a collection of CSS files for you. You simply have to download it and link it with your web page, and you're simply going to use the CSS. Basic. That's how you want to understand it. Think of it like this. I create a CSS file, okay, and I write a lot of CSS there, and I write like a different class names. Then I give my CSS file to you, and you simply understand my CSS and start using the classes in your HTML. Okay, and that's what we're going to do. So Bootstrap is nothing but someone has already wrote a lot of CSS for us. We're simply going to download those CSS files, link with our HTML page, and we can simply start using them. Is that clear, everyone? Are we understanding? That's the basic understanding. What like are we going to do in Bootstrap? We're going to download the CSS files. We're going to link it with our page, HTML page, because it's again nothing but a CSS file. And then we'll learn how they have written the CSS and which classes from there we should use in our website to make our web page look good. Are we cleared? That's what we're going to do. Now, they give you two options. Either you can download the CSS file. Okay, either you can download the CSS files, which will simply make your website size a little bigger. That's also fine. You can download it, and downloading will also help you in one more thing. Then you can also write everything offline, because now you have downloaded it. So even if you don't have internet connection, your Bootstrap will still work because you have downloaded all the files. But the second thing what you can do is you can simply copy the online resource link or online file link, which is also called as CDN. And CDN is nothing but it's called content delivery network, because you're basically getting a content over the network, right? So that's why it's called a CDN. So content delivery network. Don't worry about that too much. But either download the CSS file and link it with your page, or directly get the CSS file link online. Now, it doesn't matter for us where they have stored that CSS file. We simply get the online link and directly link it in our page. Is that clear, everyone? Will it not affect in loading each time when CSS is being applied? Nope, not that much. And according to me, I feel you should always have the online link instead of downloading it. Okay, according to me, you should always have, because when you download, you get also a lot of unnecessary things that you don't even need. Okay, so you can just simply pick the online links that you need and simply put it in a project. That's all. So I use a lot of online links, and sometimes I also use downloads when I want to work offline, but mostly I think all the people use online links, so you can also go for that. Okay. Okay, so here if you go here, and I'll zoom the website for you so that you can see. Here is the CSS link. Now see, if you want to download it, you can press on this link, go there and download the zip file and extract in your project. Okay, and all the CSS will be in your project. The next and the simplest way will be to simply get this. See, you already have the link tag, already have the link, so not a problem at all. So you can simply copy this. Okay, just click on copy, go in your HTML page, and just after your CSS, paste it. You don't need these two things, cross origin anonymous. This is related to the delivery network, so you don't have to worry about it. And you can simply really remove this, their key, integrity key, doesn't matter. And yeah, relation style should keep it that, because that's important. And that's fine. Now see, if you see here, it's nothing but an online CSS file. Like see, this is the CSS file, bootstrap.min.css. It's nothing but the CSS file that they have prepared. Okay, either you can download this or I'm directly linking it. Okay, and this is nothing but the path where they have stored it online. Wherever they have stored this file, I'm directly linking that file. That's it. The only drawback to this is you should always have your internet. Okay, you cannot work offline. You should always have your internet. That's it. Is Bootstrap fully open source? Yes, Adarsh, it is fully open source, fully free. Okay, no charges, nothing, no pricing, nothing. Okay, that's why it is one of the most famous frameworks. It's fully open source. What's the common most backend for Bootstrap? Common most backend? Can I see, Ellie, you don't connect Bootstrap with backend, right? You simply connect your front end with backend. And now it doesn't matter how you create your front end. Bootstrap is simply a CSS that you're applying to your front end. That's it. You're not going to connect Bootstrap to backend. So that's actually nothing. It's like a wrong like what you can wrong statement kind of thing. When you don't connect Bootstrap to backend, you simply connect your front end to backend. And to prepare your front end, you use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Bootstrap. That's again nothing but a CSS. Is that clear, Delhi? Okay. Do you want me to zoom this more? Not a problem. See, we are not going to come here again. We simply wanted this link. I simply wanted to show you from where to get the link. That's all. Okay, so that's it. So that's it. Just you're on the docs page, and on the start only, you can simply come here CSS, and just get this link. And nowadays, as I also told you, they have also prepared a lot of things in JS. So JS links are down here. You can also get the JS links. Okay, and don't worry, on the last day, I'll show you how to use the basic JS that they are providing. Okay, but for 2 days, for the first 2 days, we're only going to use the CSS. Okay, is that clear? Okay, that's cool. So now let's move ahead. So now we have the link, and now we can start. Okay, so everyone, are we ready? Can we start? Everyone, have we understood this much? So please let us know what are the programming language we must know. Okay, yeah, we'll also talk about it, not a problem. We'll have some session based on that. It's very distracting for the beginners. What exactly? Yash, Hawal, what is distracting for the beginners, buddy? Can you tell me? I think this is for the beginners. If you know HTML and CSS, this is not at all tough to understand, right? Yash, I hope you're understanding, buddy. If you know about HTML and CSS, I don't think this linking part is even a tough thing to understand. What is the difference between CSS and Bootstrap? Okay, I'll tell you again. CSS is the language. Bootstrap is nothing but a framework or a library that is built using CSS. Okay, so someone has already wrote a lot of CSS for you, and that's it. You're simply using that CSS. Bootstrap is also nothing but at the end a CSS file that you're directly using, and someone else has wrote it for you. Can we use Bootstrap in Angular application directly? Yes. Why not? Why not? Yes, you can. You can use Bootstrap with React. You can use Bootstrap with Angular. You can use Bootstrap with Vue. Not a problem at all. Okay. Okay, so now guys, let's start. Okay, and today's topic will be understanding this layouting in Bootstrap. So everyone, please focus and let's try to understand how to perform layouting in Bootstrap. And before that, I simply want to talk about a little bit about layouting that you do in HTML and CSS. So normally what you do when you want to create a simple layout in like in your web page, okay, so when you want to create a simple web page with simple layout, we generally go for grids, we generally go for flex boxes. Okay, so remember guys, they are also using flex boxes internally. They are also using padding, margin, height, width internally. We are simply going to use their classes. That's all. So guys, remember this. We are simply going to use their classes, but internally they have also written the same things that we write. It's just now we are not going to write it. We are simply going to use the classes, and it will save us a lot of time. It will save us a lot of lines of code. That's it. That's all we're going to have. So please remember this. Please understand this basically. That they have also written CSS, and internally they are also using height, width, margin, padding, flex boxing. Okay, they have already prepared all the CSS for you, and we are simply going to use it according to our needs. And if you're using Bootstrap, it doesn't mean that we are going to use everything. No, we are also going to write a lot of things of our own. So never think that if you're using Bootstrap, you're going to use everything from there. No, you can still write your own things. You can still customize your own things. And there are a lot of things that Bootstrap will not provide you. There are some things that you think that I want to create, but Bootstrap will not provide you that. So in that case, you can write your own things. Is that clear, everyone? I hope we are clear here. Okay, so simple to understand. It's just a CSS file where a lot of CSS is already written. Okay, so I hope we are cleared. Okay, that is really cool. And now let's start. Okay, everyone, can we start? Everyone, I really want to ask everyone because there are a lot of doubts floating in, and I really hope that I'm answering every one of it. And here go get domain is helping me a lot by writing the things, so that's cool, so that you guys can read. That is amazing. Thank you so much, go get domain, for writing the answers. Okay, so now let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, everyone, let's go, and let me just open the chart window. Yeah, perfect. So now let's start. So the first thing that when you normally start learning CSS, what is the first thing that you learn? We learn how to create containers, how to create the big elements in which we're going to create our cards, in which we're going to create our headers and footers and everything, right? The first thing that we always learn in when we start learning CSS is how to create containers, how to create those big boxes where we can start creating our elements. So that is also the first thing that we're going to learn in Bootstrap, how to create a container. Okay, so for that, let's do one thing, and let's create a div first of all, and let me also run this page. Okay, so right click, let's just copy the file path that we always do, and let's go for it. So let me just open the browser, paste it, and here we go. Cool. Now let's go ahead, guys. So the class that Bootstrap provides you, if you want to simply create a basic container, is this class container. You have to simply use a container class container. Now you know, if you have learned CSS, you know that normally in class you write the classes that you have created. Here we have not created this container class. That means it is coming from this Bootstrap styling page. That means in this Bootstrap page, in this Bootstrap CSS page, a class called container is written, and they have written some sort of CSS there, and we are simply using it. That is all. Normally, you know, right? When you have learned, if you have learned HTML and CSS, you know that here we give the class names, and then we go in our CSS page and we write the CSS, right? But here we have not even created the container class. That means it's coming from this CSS file that we have linked. Okay, and now let's see what is the output for this. And one more thing I want to show you. Let's write some text in this. So let's simply write hello. And you guys try to understand the changes here, okay? See, here we go. Can you see your hello, everyone? Let me just zoom it out. Can you see your hello? It's directly coming in a little right. It's not coming here in the start. Like when you normally write a text, it comes in the start. It's not going there. It's simply coming here. And I also want to do one more thing. I also want to give it one more class. So let me just give it my own class. Okay. So let me just give it BG class. Okay. Or let me just give it like my hyphen container. Like it's my own class. I simply want to give it a background color. so that I can show you what is happening here. So my hyphen container, and I simply want to give it a background color of red. That's it. I can see. Here we go. See. So color is given by me, but the width is defined by the Bootstrap. So this is what they give you. So if you simply use a container class, they simply give you like a 70% size or 70% container, a 70% width container. Is that cleared, everyone? Are we cleared? Guys, I hope we are understanding this. Okay, so that's what container class is giving you. Normally, if you want to create something like this, you give a class and you go and then you give like a width of 70%, and then you do display flex to the parent, and then you justify content center if you want to move it in center. You write a lot of CSS. Here, no. You simply give background color from yourself, but the other things that aligning it to the center, giving it a weight, and making it a flex box, all that things is done by Bootstrap. So I really hope we are cleared here. In CSS, we keep margin and padding 0, right? Here we don't have to keep it. It's already settled in Bootstrap CSS. They have already done that for us. So when you're using Bootstrap, you don't have to like write by yourself that thing that we always write, margin 0 pixel, padding 0 pixel. That recess CSS that we write, you don't have to write it here because Bootstrap has already settled that for you. Is that cleared, everyone? I hope we are cleared. I really hope we are cleared. Okay. Go get domain. Don't worry, buddy. Don't worry, because right now we don't want to like make all the people confused, right? So yeah, that's why we don't open that file right now. So don't worry. When it's the right time, we'll definitely open everything and show them everything. I hope you understand go get domain. Okay. I really hope you understand. Okay. So guys, are we clear with this container class? Now, so this is one thing. Now, what if like people say, okay, fine. What if I want a full width container? What if I don't want this big container? I want a full width container because I want to create a full width website. Okay. So for that, they have also given you one more class, that is container fluid. Okay. And if you create something like this, here we go. You get a full width container. Are we cleared, everyone? Guys? So two classes, container for like a 70% width container, and if you want a full width container, if you want a full width back like a div, a container, then you can simply go for container fluid. Is that clear, everyone? Are we understanding this? Okay, and don't worry, yeah, from now on we'll try to understand each and every class, so not a problem at all. Okay, guys? So please explain positions in CSS. Okay, fine. See, it's not a CSS like session, but not a problem. At the end, if we get time, I will explain you what are positions. Don't worry at all, buddy. Don't worry, Om Pranit. At the end, I'll like surely explain what are positions. So you don't have to worry. Okay. So I hope we are cleared with container and container fluid, and these two are the most used containers normally when you use Bootstrap. These two are the like most used types of containers when you normally work with Bootstrap. One more thing, guys. See, if you want to manipulate it, not a problem, because see, Bootstrap is also CSS, and you're also going to write your own CSS. So if you want to manipulate the CSS that is already applied on container, you can manipulate it. And in future, we're going to manipulate a lot of things. Okay, so it's not like that you cannot manipulate the things that are done by Bootstrap. You can manipulate everything. So if there is anything that Bootstrap is doing and you don't like that, you can manipulate it by writing your own CSS, and we're going to learn that as well. So, but class name is container, my container, no, then class in CSS will be container, my container. But you have given only my container. So, but class name is container, my container. Nope. Harshini, I hope you understand. These are two different class names. Container fluid is one class, and my container is one more class. That means this div is having two classes, and I can apply CSS by using both these classes. Okay, that's the basic of CSS. Okay, so I'm basically giving it two classes. Is that clear? It is having a container class. It's already having a my container class. Container class is getting CSS from the Bootstrap file, and for my container, I am writing my own CSS. Is that cleared? Is that cleared? Okay, I hope it is cleared. I hope it is cleared. Okay, that is cool. That is cool. Now, guys, so this is about containers. Okay, but now we normally don't only create containers, right? We also create elements inside it. We normally only we simply don't create containers. We also want to create elements inside it, and we also give different widths and different heights to the element. So let's try to understand that as well, how to create elements inside the containers. Okay. So let me again turn it back to container. Like Again, turn it back to normal. Here we go, perfectly fine. And let me remove this yellow, like hello. Okay, cool, perfect. So now I want to start creating the elements here. Okay, now I want to start creating the elements. Okay, so now let's start. So now, guys, remember, everything that you're going to create will normally go vertical. Everything that you're going to create will normally go vertical because everything is by default display block. Your elements are by default a block element. So everything that you create will normally go vertical. Okay. How to know that which class is from Bootstrap? That is what we're learning, Sumit. So you'll understand actually by learning Bootstrap, you understand which classes are coming from Bootstrap. And yes, if you like forget any class name, there is also a way of seeing it if this class is getting applied from Bootstrap or from my own CSS. So first of all, that is what we are learning. So you'll simply understand, okay, fine, container class is something that is coming from Bootstrap. Is that clear, Sumit? So don't worry. Okay, perfect. So now guys, let's start. So whenever you want to arrange your elements in simply the horizontal direction, you have one more class. Okay, so first of all, let's say I want to create three row. Okay, I want to create three elements in line. I want to create three elements in line. And yes, let's do also one more thing. I want to give my container a height. Okay, so let me just give it a height of like 600 pixels. And I want to give it a background color of light gray. Okay, so here we go. I have a background color of light gray, and this is my container. Cool. Now I want to create elements that simply go in a line. Okay, that simply go in a line. So how can I do it? So first of all, I create one more simple container. Okay, container. Why I'm calling it a container? Because it's going to have multiple elements inside it. And the class that you need, if you want your elements to be arranged in a row, what you have to do is you simply have to do this. You have to give it a class of row. So when you give it a class of row, it understands that now I'm a row, and whatever elements are going to be inside me, I have to arrange them in an inline order. I have to arrange them in an inline order because I'm a row. Simple. If I'm a row, I will arrange all my elements that are inside me in simple inline manner. Okay, so that's how you create it. Now, you want to see, you can simply do this. So let's create a div. Okay, and let's simply write like something like column one, or like you can write anything like uh, simply call it block number one. Create one more div and give it block number two. And let's see what is going on here. Okay, and one more thing I want to give. Now I also want to give them like a width. Okay, I also want to give them a width. So now in Bootstrap, see guys, everyone remember, in Bootstrap, now this is one of the most important things to understand here. This is one of the most important to understand. In Bootstrap, the full width of any element, the full width of any element is divided into 12 columns. Remember this, everyone. In Bootstrap, the full width of any element is divided into 12 columns, and you give width to your elements according to that 12 columns. And we're going to learn that how to do that. So in Bootstrap, all of the width is divided into 12 columns. Like for example, if we want to see, I'm going to show you that. So let me open a Jamboard first. Okay, so I can show you like what exactly I'm talking about here. So think of it like this. Think of it like this. Think of it like this is your screen. Okay, think of it like this is your screen. Okay, so this is your screen. Normally we know that if we want a full width thing, we'll simply give it 100%. If I want something like half of the screen, I'll simply give it 50%. Okay, so remember, any full width thing is simply in Bootstrap, it is divided into 12 columns. Bootstrap considers the full width into 12 columns. Okay, like this. For example, this is the first column. Okay, then let's say this is the second column, and there's also a little bit gap between the columns, and that gap is also called as something called as a gutter. Okay, so a column, then a gutter, and then a column, and then again a gutter. Okay, and then a column, and again a gutter. So just like that. So column, gutter, column, gutter. There is simply a small gap between the columns that is called as a gutter. You don't have to worry about it. And you simply have 12 columns. You simply have 12 columns. So if you tell any of the element that I want you to have a width of 12 columns, it's simply like giving width 100%. It will simply cover the whole element. If I tell it to have a width of 6 columns, it will cover only the half of the parent. So it's like this. If I tell my element that, okay, fine, I want you to have a width of 6 columns, it's like width of 50%. If I tell it to I want you to have a width of 12 columns, that means I'm telling it to have a width of 100%. So in Bootstrap, normally we give width in columns. We don't use percentages. Normally, we don't use pixels. See, again, depending on the need, we can go for it. Not a problem. Depending on the need, we can go for it. We can also use percentages. We can also use pixels. Okay, but that's how Bootstrap is made. Bootstrap considers the full width of any element is 12 columns. Is that clear? Are we cleared, everyone? Okay, now I'm going to show you that. Okay, let me just remove one thing. So the first of all, I can show you how it is going on. Okay, and let me give it one class first. Okay, so that I can give it a color as well. So let me give it a one class, like let's say we give it a class of block one, my own class. I simply want to give it a height and color. So dot block one, let's give it a height of 30 pixel and a background color of red. Okay, and let's refresh the page. See, by default, block one is going full width. That's how normally your element works. It goes full width. Now, I want to give it a width. So now there are two ways. One is I can simply go here and I can give it like width of 50% and it will have a width. Okay, I think, yep. Okay, let's remove it. And now I think, yeah, we have to enforce it because it's coming from Bootstrap. So I think here we have to is important. So let's not get into that right now. If we give important, you know, in CSS, it will work. Okay, but now let's give it a width by using Bootstrap. And how to give that? It's really simple. You simply have to go and write col hyphen. Now you have 12 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. So let's say if I want to take half, I'll simply give it, okay, fine. I want you to have a width of 6 columns. Can we override any class of Bootstrap with our own? Yes, obviously you can override every class, not a problem. That width 50% didn't work because there was some Bootstrap property that was also getting applied. Okay, so if I want, I have to like override it, but I didn't override it. I simply removed it because I don't want to get into that right now. So that's fine. So guys, see, I have given it a col 6. That means I want you to cover 6 columns. I want you to cover 6 columns. By default, you know, full width is 12 columns. Let's see if it is working. Save it, and here we go. Can you guys see it? It's exactly same like width 50%. If I tell it to have a width of like 12 columns, you will see what is going on here. Width 12, col 12, that means I want you to cover 12 columns. Here we go. See, full width. Simple. Let's say col 3. Now see, this is like, okay, fine. Why are we even doing this? We can also give width. You will understand in some time when this will become the thing that will actually help you in responsiveness. Are we cleared, everyone? Are we cleared? Prabhavati Devi, please, if you don't like it, you can simply you can stop watching it, buddy. Right? That's what you can do. Okay, please don't spam the chat or make it look bad. Okay, Prabhavati, you can do that. Okay. If you're a coder, I hope you will do that. If you don't like it, you can simply stop watching the stream because this is for everyone, right? Okay. Yes, Akash, I'll tell you why are we writing row. Don't worry. I'll tell you why are we even writing row here. So guys, are we cleared with this? Please tell me, guys. Everyone, are we cleared with this? Everyone? Columns will be applied for container or website. For container, Abhilash, that's a good question. For the container, because for a child, the container is his parent. Okay. And for me, my parent is 12. Remember, just like we learned in CSS, right? For a child, the parent is always 100%. So here also for a child, the parent is always 12 columns. And depending on that, you can divide it. Are we cleared, everyone? Guys, are we cleared with this? Please tell me. Everyone. Now, let's create one more. Okay. So keep it like give it a block one column, not a problem at all. And let's also give it col 3 and yeah, here we call block 2. Okay, let's do one thing. Instead of calling block 1, let's call it block so that it's totally fine. Okay, a general class block. No, man. Yes, see, CSS is also easy, not a problem. But yeah, not a problem. You'll find Bootstrap a little easier in some time. Don't worry. First of all, let's work. When you see the responsiveness part, then you'll understand how actually this is working and how actually this is helping you. Don't worry. Layouting is a little trickier in Bootstrap, but once you understand it, it's not that tough and it's the best thing. Okay, so now guys, let's see. Okay, So see, the block class is simply giving it a height of 30 pixel, background color of red. Not a problem at all. We know that. But now let's see what this is doing. So I have given col3 and col3. Save it. And let's see. Can you see that, guys? 3 columns are taken by this and 3 columns are taken by this. Okay. And then you can, if you want, you can simply have one more. You can go like col6. That means the remaining columns. And you can see that block number 3 is taking the remaining column. So see, and let's call it block 3 actually. Yeah, here we go. So see, block 1 is taking 3 columns, block 2 is taking 3 columns, and block 3 is taking the complete columns. So guys, are we cleared? Everyone, are we cleared with this? Everyone, please tell me, are we cleared with this? Guys, please, are we understanding this? Everyone tell me that. Are we, because I know that a lot of people here from you guys don't know a lot of CSS. So I really hope we are getting clear with this. Sir, please answer why JavaScript stopped, because that was the last session, buddy. That was only a 3-day session. So that's why. Okay. So guys, are we clear with this? Everyone. Now, so this is like the very basic thing. This is like, if you understand this, the layouting is like 50% done. Okay. Now I want to tell you like how actually this is going to work when you want to make your site responsive. How actually this is going to work when you want to make your site responsive. Now, one thing I want to tell you is, see this whole thing is available for different screen sizes. This whole thing is available for different screen sizes. Okay. So for example, what Bootstrap tells you is this: Scroll is for devices that are extra small or greater than that. Okay. So which are extra small and greater than that. Okay. Then you have something called as scroll-sm, which are for devices, small devices, and then greater than that. So col will always work for extra small as well as for all the other bigger devices. Extra small is the smallest size. And then you have col-sm, small device, and then from there till the very largest. Not a problem at all. Is that clear, everyone? So you have col-sm. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how to work with each and everything. Don't worry at all. Okay, just try to understand everything. So col is for extra small, and then for everything greater than that. Col-sm is for small, and then from everything greater than that. And then you have col-md for medium devices like tablets, and then from there, from everything that is greater than that. Then you have col-lg for large devices like laptops. Okay. Then you have col-xl, that is simply called as extra large. That is for bigger desktops like 1990 pixels and whole stuff. Is that clear, everyone? Are we understanding that? So you have col, you have col-sm, you have col-md, you have col-lg, you have col-xl. And depending on your device size, you can use this to define different width for different devices. Now, once you see it, you'll understand how actually Bootstrap is helping you. Okay. So guys, can we start? Are we understanding this? What is the need of column? We also have width property. Yes, we also have width property, but you know, right? When you want to make your site responsive, you have to write media queries. Do we know that? Giri Babu, you know that, right? When you want to write responsiveness, like when you create a site for PC and when you want to make it responsive on mobile phone, you simply have to again write media queries, and then you have to write a CSS again just to maintain the width, right? So now you'll understand how this is actually helping. How this is actually helping, you'll understand. Yes, Vasant, yes. See, guys, if it is small, it will work for small and all the bigger devices. If it is large, it will work for large and all the bigger devices. That means extra large. So if you write col, it works for extra small and all the other ones as well. If you write sm, it will work for small and then all the extra things, but not for extra small. If you use col-md, it will work for medium devices and also for large and also for extra large, but not for small and extra small. That's how they work. Okay, that's how they work. Are we cleared, everyone? So right now I wrote col, and you know that col is for extra small, but it is still working for my bigger desktop because col works for extra small devices and also for all the greater devices. Is that cleared, everyone? Are we cleared, everyone? Please tell me. Are we cleared? Guys, everyone, are we cleared with this? So now I'm going to show you how that works. So don't worry. Now I'm going to show you how that works. So let me comment this out, and then I can actually show you how is this working. So everyone, please try to focus now, and you'll understand how this is working. Okay, so let's do this. Inspect, and I'll make this screen go small. Now see, it is still adjusting everything in a single line properly, not a problem at all. Block 1 is still taking 3, block 2 is still taking 3, and block 3 is still taking 6. And this is like an extra small device. This is like a mobile phone. Now see, I can go here and I can give it one more class like this. Like for example, for extra small devices, or let's say for small devices, I want you to have 12. I want you to have 12. Okay, let's see what is happening now. Guys, please focus. Now see, everyone, it came down because now this is a small device. It's like a mobile phone. So this is a small device. And for this, it simply became 12. And that's why it moved to the next line so that it can cover the full width. Because I wrote here, Col SM12, that I want, if you're in a small device, I want you to be 12. And now I can also do this. See, Col hyphen, MD hyphen, let's say 8. Guys, please focus. Col hyphen MD hyphen 8. That means I want you to take 8 columns if you open in a medium device. Now focus. Focus, everyone. See, this is a small device. It's completely covering it because it's 12. Now let's make it a medium device. See, now we're in a medium device. It's like a tablet. And see, now it became 8. Can you see that? But when it was a small device, it was 100%. When it made a medium device, it became 8. That's how it is working. That's what it gives you. Now you don't have to write media queries, or you don't have to write a separate CSS to handle your width. You can handle your width by just writing class names. That's what Bootstrap layouting is all about. See, a lot of people use Bootstrap for buttons, they use Bootstrap for images, they use Bootstrap for forms because they look good. But this is what Bootstrap is actually for. This is the main priority of using Bootstrap, making your sites easily responsive. You don't have to write media queries, you don't have to write other things, other CSS to make your site responsive. This is what you can do. Now for people who know CSS, and for people who have struggled in writing CSS responsive, they will know the pain, like how much pain this thing is actually saving and how much this thing is actually making your life better. Now you don't have to write any extra CSS, and that's where it works. Is that clear, everyone? Guys, are we cleared? That's how it works. So you can simply define different width for the elements for different devices just by writing class name. No need of writing even a single line of CSS. Is that clear, everyone? So for all the people who know CSS, for all the people who have learned CSS and tried to do responsiveness in CSS, they know how much time this is actually saving. Okay? Yes, Dipesh, I will definitely do it. So see here how it is working. I have wrote Col SM12. That means for smaller devices, I want you to take 12 columns. And for medium devices, I want you to take 8 columns. So you can see here, now this is a medium device. So it is taking 8 columns. And when I turn it to small device, it simply takes everything. It simply becomes 12 because I have wrote Col SM12. See, if I write Col 3, if I write Col 3, that means for extra small devices, I want you to be 3. Let's convert our site to extra small. Let's make it small. Small, 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 extra small. Is it even getting? Yeah, now it's like 3 only. I think we can't go extra small here. That is the problem. It's still like working normally. That's fine. That's totally fine. I think we can't get extra small there. So that's fine. That's totally fine. Okay. So guys, are we cleared, everyone? And I think my PC is also large, so I can also show you for large actually. So let me show you for large. So let's say Col hyphen LG hyphen 10. Okay. Now I'm not getting your HTML and CSS codes in your website. Also, please provide that playlist on YouTube. Yes, Deepak, I'm in talks for that. I'm talking to my team to again provide it on YouTube. But if you are having problem on YouTube, not a problem. You can go to Let's Upgrade, and then you can simply sign up there, and you can get all the courses there. Simply enroll, and you can get it. Okay, Deepak. So you can go on the Let's Upgrade side. You can simply sign up there, and you'll get it simply. Okay, Deepak. And don't worry, I'm also talking to my team so that I can make that HTML CSS essentials also like again available on YouTube. Not getting from there? Okay, let me do one thing. Let me talk once. After the session, I'll talk to my team and let me see what I can do for this. Will that be fine, Deepak? Okay, guys. So now see, for different screen sizes, simply I have mentioned 3 different widths by just writing in it a single line. Coalescem 12, that means 12 for small device, 8 for medium device, and 10 for large device. And let's see. So see, 12 for small device, 8 for medium, and when I close this, I think it's large. Here we go, 10 for large. So I hope it is cleared, everyone. I really hope it is cleared. I think it's not even going large. I think it's not large. It's still like a medium device. My desktop, I think it's still a medium device. Okay, that's cool. Not a problem. It will simply work. So don't worry. In your case, if you have a large desktop, it will definitely work. Okay. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. Okay. So this is the most important thing that you have to understand. Okay. That is the most. And yes, for guys who are not understanding row, let me just remove the row and show you how it works. So let me do one thing. Let me turn it back to col 3 again. So it goes like this: block 1, block 2, block 3. And now I think if I remove row, see, they go like this. They go in block. So simply when when you want your elements to simply go in like in horizontal manner, then you have to simply give it a row. Then you have to put them inside the row element. Okay, that's why we are going to use row. That is the importance of the row class. So always remember this. Okay, and I really hope that we are cleared with this. Okay, so I hope we are clear with this. Now let's go ahead and again get back the row because we need it, because I want to show you a lot of things as well. So let me get back the row for you. Okay, so class row back. And here we go, row. Now I want to show you one more thing, guys. So let me just do one thing. I'm going to give it one more class because now I want to write my own CSS. So let me just give it one more class like row-1. Now this is my own class. Okay, everyone, this is my own class. I'm giving this as my own class because I want to write something. So row is the Bootstrap class, but row1 is my own class because I want to write some CSS for it. Okay, so dot row-1. Let me simply give it a height of 400 pixel and also a background color of like let's say bisque. I simply want a color, that's all. Mukesh is telling me please explain with writing content in column. Which content? Content here in the column? In this column? It's nothing, it's simple. If you write some content in the column, it will simply become bigger because the height is by default auto, right? That's what we learn in CSS. Harshini, responsiveness means the response of your web page depending on different screen sizes. The elements simply get rearranged so that they look good in different screen size. For example, you make your elements big so that they look good in the web page if it is opened in PC. But you want your elements to go small and get rearranged, and you also want some elements to hide according to your device size. And that's what we call responsiveness. That is nothing but the response of your web page where the elements either get changed or gets hidden, or they change their size, the font size is changed depending on the screen in which your site is opening. So if it is opening in mobile phone, your site will adjust according to mobile phone. If it is opening in tablet, your site will adjust according to the tablet. So basically the style of your website is different in different screen sizes, and that's what we call as responsiveness of your web page. The style of the site is different according to different screen sizes. Can we have a gap between them while using the class row? Yes, yes, why not? I'm going to tell you that. Yes, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. I'm going to teach you everything. Okay, so now I'm simply giving it a height actually and a color so that you can see. So here we go. Now see, this is our row, and inside that we have simply small elements, so not a problem at all. Okay, everyone, so now let's move ahead, and I want to show you a few more things. Okay, now first of all, I'm going to show you how to create gaps. Okay, first of all, I'm going to show you how to create gaps between your columns. One more thing, I'm also going to show you it in 2 ways. Like there are multiple ways of doing it. Okay, so I'm also going to show you the 2 ways on how to create gaps between the elements, and depending on your need, you can follow anything. Is that clear, everyone? Okay, so let's start. So now to create gaps, simply like to move your elements, there is a class named Col. Again, you can either go for SM, MD, depending on your screen size. Right now I'm going for Col because we know if I write Col, it will work for everything. Okay. So Col hyphen, there is something called as, actually, I think it's, yeah, offset. You don't have to write Col, you simply have to write offset. So offset 1, that means I want this element, I want the second element to move one column, to leave one column in between the first block and the second block. I want the second column to move one block between the first block and the second block. I want it to move one column. So now one column will be left in between them because of offset 1. Because offset 1 means I want to leave one column. If I want to show you that, see here. You see, it has left one column. It is simply moving. It's like margin left, simply moving one columns. That's how it works. Do we are going to make project in Bootstrap? Yes, at the end I'm going to show you how to simply create a template. So on the third day I'm going to show you how to create a template. On the last day of this session I'm going to show you how to create a template by using Bootstrap, so you'll understand everything. Okay, so guys, are we cleared with this? And now, if you now see, if you're simply writing offset, it will work for each and every screen. If you simply want it to only work for SM or MD or something like that, you can write offset MD or offset SM or offset something else, just like that. For example, see, if I write offset MD, now this will only work for MD and the size is greater than that. Now see, it will work here because right now it's MD. Now if I make it small, it should go away. Let's see. So let's make it small. Yep, see, now that offset has gone away because now we are in the small device. And now it's gone. Simple. So because I have wrote here offset MD, that means it will only work for medium devices and the devices greater than that, not for smaller devices. Is that clear, everyone? So why we use block class? Is it making for responsive? No, that block class is simply I'm giving it just to write my own CSS. That's all. Is that clear, Smith Chauhan? So for all the people joining late, don't worry. I'm using that block class just to write my own CSS. That's all. That block class is for my own CSS. And this is the Bootstrap class. That's all. Yes, you can use small. Why not? You can use small. Simply then it will work for small. Not a problem. Why not? Is that cleared? Okay. Vinitha, see, that again depends. In which device, how you want your website to look. Right. So that depends. Like now it depends on that, how much columns you're going to use and which kind of column you're going to use. It depends on how you want your site to look in different screen sizes. Okay. It will go till 7:30, Uttam. It will go till 7:30, buddy. Okay, guys. So are we clear with offset, everyone? Are we cleared with offset? Please tell me, everyone. How to increase the gap? Simply go for 2. Let me again make it normal so that it can work for each and every device. See, I simply increase it to 2 and now we'll have a gap of 2 columns. And again, I can have 3. Here we go, 3 column. Now remember, guys, keep the counting in mind. Counting is only 12. So see, this is covering 3 columns. This is covering 3 columns plus also 3 column gap. That means 6 columns are done. And this is 3. That means all the 12 are done. So always keep the counting in mind. Don't just go blind in here. Always keep the counting in your mind that, okay, fine, how you want it to work. So 12 is the limit. And depending on that, you can either give gaps or you can give sizes. What happens when we write more than col 12, like col 14? There is no class like that actually. They have not even created. See, these are not any dynamic things. These are simply classes that they have created. So they have not created any class like col 14. So it will not do anything. Is that cleared? Prasant? So they have not even created this class. Okay, yes. Some people are asking, how can I create gaps between them? Simple. So let's do one thing. Give offset 1 here. Okay, so now it will only have one gap. And then give an offset of 1 to the last element as well. And here we go. You can have something like this. Why not? You can have something like this. Are we cleared? No, Raj, you cannot give a col of 3.5. No, you cannot do that. Okay. Actually, even I like think something like that. Can I like give like that? But there's nothing like that. There's nothing like that. Is that cleared, everyone? Is row also divided in any number? No, row is not divided in any number because a website can be as long as like depending on your needs. So there's no number for rows. You can simply go ahead and ahead creating rows. Okay, are we cleared, everyone? Are we cleared, everyone? Please tell me, are we cleared? Can we make the 3 label to be at the right side? Yes, why not? I'll show you that how to do it. Don't worry, I'll show you how to do it. But are we cleared with this? Are we cleared? Giri Babu, you have to use margin in the same way you use it in your normal CSS. Margin will work exactly same because Bootstrap is also CSS. So margin is not going to do anything else. Margin will still work exactly same. But it's simply like you don't have to use a lot of margins because a lot of things are like solved by Bootstrap classes. So you don't have to use margins. Why there was no space between 2 columns, 2 blocks here before using offset? As you said, there is a gap between any 2 columns. There was. See, before using offset, there was gap, right? If I simply give them col 3, now they're only covering 9. So see, the last 3 are left here. Gap, right? It's a gap. Okay, it's a gap. Simple. Okay, guys. So I hope you understood everything, guys. Everyone, I really hope that you understood everything. Yes, Chandresh, don't worry. I'll show you how to like give that gap gutter. Don't worry. I'll show you. Let's go step by step. Let's understand things step by step. So are we clear with this, everyone? Are we cleared with this? Please tell me. Are we cleared with this? Guys, are we clear with this? All of this? Can we move ahead now? Because I want to show you a few more things here. Okay. So can we start now? Okay, cool. So now, see, now there are a few flexbox properties that are directly available in Bootstrap because Bootstrap is also using flexbox internally. Bootstrap is also using, sir, could you see my chat? Yes, Vishal, I can see your chat, buddy. I can see your chat. Okay. Komal Devi is asking some difference between Bootstrap 4 and 5. I think Bootstrap 5 is largely dependent on flexboxes and it has like improved a lot of things. It has improved some form classes, some table classes. So there's no like much of a difference. It's simply like Bootstrap 5 is heavily dependent on flexboxes. Okay. And now for forms and for tables, they have really cool classes. Previously, they had only one class called form control. Now they have different classes for different things. So yes, it's just like an improvement. For in every version, we improve something. So they have also improved. They have given some new classes. They have given some proper classes to proper things that they didn't have previously. And now they are heavily dependent on flexboxing because flexboxing is a really cool thing, right? Okay. Now, guys, now this is my row. Row is full width, and my elements are only taking 9 columns. That means at the end, 3 columns are left. Now, how can I play with this using flexboxing properties? So in the row, you can go, and there you can simply go for flexboxing properties. And now what you can do here is you can do something like this. Now see, it's a row. Okay, that means it's simply on x-axis. Okay, so if you want to like manipulate all your elements, if you want to manipulate or like all your elements inside that row on the x-axis, you have a property called, or you have a class called justify content. Okay, so I can simply go and like justify content center. Please focus, everyone. If I want to move or manipulate my elements, if I want to manipulate my elements, if I simply want to move my elements which are inside the row on the horizontal axis, on the x-axis, I can go for justify content. And then after justify content, hyphen center, and see what it will do. It will simply arrange all of your elements into the center. If you know flexbox, this is easy to understand. If you don't know, not a problem. It is still easy to understand. Justify content, center. So all the elements are in center now. And that's how you can center your element simply without writing any line of CSS. That's how you can simply move it in center. Why Bootstrap change ML margin left to MS margin start? Yes, yes, yes. There are few things that they are doing, but that's fine. That is something that we have to learn, right? Yes, previously they had ML. Okay. Cool, guys. Now, what if I want to do something else? What if I don't want to like move them in center? What if I want gaps between them? So you can also go for this. Justify content around. So see what we will do? We'll create equal gaps between them and also some gaps at the sides. Some gaps at the side, which is not equal to the between gap, but now they have gaps between them and they have also the around gaps. So gap from the start, in between, and at the end. And this is because of justify content around. That means now you don't have to do any offset or something like that. You really don't have to do any offset or something like that. This completely works. I think it's better than offset. You should never try to go for like offset. Actually, if you have this, never go for offset, because in offset you have to keep track of counting. Why to keep track of counting? Simply go for this. Give the column width and simply go for this. So justify content around. You also have this. Justify content between class. So now there are no spaces around and there are equal spaces in between the elements. Is this stable version to use for live projects? Yes, Komal. Currently it is stable version, so you can go for it. Yes. No, 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 VB, no. Webabunde, no. It doesn't work like that, buddy. It doesn't work like that. It's not for grid because these properties are directly for flexboxing in this case. Because as I told you, that Bootstrap is hugely dependent on flexboxes right now. Is that cleared? So guys, are we understanding? So justify content center will move all the elements in center. Justify content around will create spaces everywhere in between the elements and at the end of the elements. Justify content between will create gaps between the elements and not at the sides. So everyone, are we cleared? Guys, are we cleared? Please tell me. I want answers from everyone. Are we cleared, everyone? See guys, from tomorrow, what are we going to learn? It's going to be really easy and really good to look at. Today, what are we like learning here? Right now, it's a little trickier. I know that. And it's not really good to look at right now because you're not making a good site. We are simply working with divs. But please try to understand this because this is the most important things. This is the most. Tomorrow, what are we going to learn? It's going to be easy and good to look at. So you'll find it amazing. But this is also really important, like the most important actually in Bootstrap, because the main aim of Bootstrap is to make things responsive. Okay. Now let's move ahead and let's see a few more things. So now justify content is simply used to work with the x-axis. What if you want to manage your element on the y-axis? What if you want to do that? So for that, you have something called as align items. Okay, you have something called as align hyphen items, and then you have this. So again, if I put align item center, see what will happen. See what will happen. Here we go. I can simply put the content in center. And don't worry about the size of the block. Let me just put some dummy text here so that I can show you that it doesn't matter. The size of blocks can, and I think I have given it a height. Let me give it a height of auto. So let me give it a height of auto so that the height can grow according to the content, and also a min height actually. So a min height of 30 pixel. That means the minimum height at least will be 30 pixel, but it can also grow depending on the content. If you know CSS, you know this. It's simple to understand. Like this, see? Simply moving all my elements in center. Simple, cool, easy to understand. You can also do this. See? Align items end. And also align the items at the end. By default, it's on the start. So confusion display like where we use flex, block, grid, inline block and all. Please clear my confusion. Here, you don't have to worry about that. That's the best part about Bootstrap. Right, Smith? So don't get confused, buddy. I know that it is confusing, like in CSS, we use display, flex, display, everything. Here, it is already done for you. As I told you, right, Bootstrap is nothing but someone has already wrote CSS for you. So here, all that display property, all that flex and everything is already written for you. Is that cleared? Can we use nth child like flexbox? Yes, Ellie, not a problem. See, guys, I'm telling you that you can also use your normal CSS with it. Not a problem at all. You're free to use your normal CSS. Is that clear? Okay, everyone, are we clear with this? And yeah, start was the default one. So even if I do start, it still start. Okay. So for y-axis, it's align items, and for x-axis is justify content. And depending on the things you want to do, either between or what do you call around or center or start or end, doesn't matter. So guys, are we cleared? So that was pretty much a lot about layouting. And don't worry, at the end, in the last session, when I create the website based on this, you'll understand everything. So don't worry right now. Don't worry right now. Are we cleared with everything that we learned today? Please tell me about container, because today's session was all about layouting. I really want you guys to understand Bootstrap layouting and see this is how simple it was. Not at all tough. Simplest. And tomorrow we'll also see all the other utility classes. And tomorrow's session will be much more easier because it will be like how to style buttons, how to style tables, how to style forms. Today's was all about layouting. Don't worry, I'll give you the assignment. Don't worry, I'll give you assignment. But first tell me, have you understood everything? Assignment is the second thing. First tell me, have you understood everything? Guys? Okay, that is really cool. That is really cool. Okay. So yes, not a problem. This is all we're going to cover for today. And from tomorrow, we're going to see how to work with tables, how to work with forms, and how to work with buttons, and also a few more layouting things. And in the last day, I'll teach you how to create a simple, responsive, good-looking web page by just using Bootstrap. Is that clear? So I'm not going to give a lot of load for you guys to have today. I hope you understood everything, and that's it for today. Okay. And one more thing. What is the difference between Tailwind CSS and Bootstrap? I think they are for the same purpose actually. It's just two different frameworks. Simple. Just like you have React and Angular. Same purpose, but two different frameworks. Same. Is that clear? Yes, Naveen Sanakaran. Bootstrap is right now only for websites. Yes, for web. So guys, everyone, have we cleared? And one more important thing. Have you guys enjoyed the session? And don't worry about the assignment. I will post the assignment on the community. It will be available on the community in the next 1 hour. You can see a group link going in between the charts. Click on that, sign up in Let's Upgrade, join the group. And in the next 1 hour, I'll be in that group and I'll also join that group. Don't worry. And the assignment and today's files will be posted there in the next 1 or 1.5 hours. Okay. So don't worry. Click on that link, join the group. Okay, and just wait. In the next 1 or 1.5 hours, the assignment question and today's files, both of the things will be available. Is that cleared? I hope it is cleared, guys. So please join the group. Assignment will be available there, and also today's files also will be available there. What is virtual convocation? I think it's a convocation that we do live on YouTube, or like maybe that we do online. I think that is what we call as virtual convocation, right? It's like virtual seminar. And I think if you're talking about virtual convocation that we do at Let's Upgrade, right? So I think we do it for the students. Okay. So that is what is the virtual convocation. So attend it. It's really cool. Attend it once. You'll understand. Okay. So I really hope you understood everything, guys, and I really hope that you enjoyed the session. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for attending, and thank you so much for understanding everything. And tomorrow, we're going to see a lot of amazing things. We're going to see tables, we're going to see forms, we're going to see buttons and how to use Bootstrap on them, and also some more layouting things. And on the last day, we'll create website. Okay. So please join the group. All the things will be posted there, and I'll see you tomorrow exactly at 6. Okay, everyone. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for being there, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, everyone. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow, guys.
Recent decades have seen a dramatically accelerating pace in the development and adoption of new technologies. But a gap persists in terms of adaptability. What if you can fill that gap from the comforts of your home by upskilling? Introducing PGP Full Stack Program by Let's Upgrade. The most affordable PGP Full Stack program has everything that will take you to the next step of your career via learn, build, share, grow. You earn a PGP Full Stack certificate accredited by ITM Group of Institutions, and STC, skill in your LetsUpgrade.in.
Learn the most demanded skills in industry with 2 years of Python, Django, AI/ML deep learning, data science, web development with React.js, Boot.js. You may pick any one of this track, but you will do system design, problem solving DSA certification, cloud computing certificate also. Be the one that top companies are looking for.